Hey everybody, we are live. Well, I think we're live. It's not showing on my thing. Give it just a second.
So do you just watch
Okay, here we are.
to the side whenever? Oh, okay, cool. Like
Yeah.
I have iPad, but I didn't like
Well,
even
I mean,
pick it up.
well, I usually have it on the side when I can use my laptop. Sometimes my internet is crazy and I have to use my phone.
Oh, okay.
So I always have my phone here for backup in case I have to. Like if I disappear on here, don't freak out. I'll be back up in just a minute.
Okay.
I just have to switch to my phone. I prefer to use it on the computer, but
Oh yeah, I didn't even check that.
sometimes it freaks out on me.
Yeah, I didn't even check my battery life, so. But it's not on red. Like it's not red. It's well, we got plenty of juice, so that'll be okay.
Well, if it starts to go, oh, hold on. This is my dad. You can't see the comments if you have a phone, if you're using your phone. But so I'll post some of the comments up here on the screen. Can you see it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. This is my dad. Hey, Dad.
Okay. Hi.
And he said,
okay.
Hello, Bibi. Okay. He's my old faithful. He's always here.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, and he put your link. He put your
Okay.
link in the comments too, so that people can find it.
Yes.
All right. Well, anyway.
Sorry.
So how was your day? What'd you do?
I actually have a doctor's appointment today to go to, and then Sebastian has stayed home for the second day because I think he might have picked up some sort of bug from school, and I was just not comfortable being like far away because the appointments I go to, it's like 40 minutes away from his school. If they called me and he had some sort of like, hey, you need to bring him a change of clothes, I didn't feel comfortable, so I was like, let me just take him with me and I'll throughout the day watch him. So we did quite a bit today. We went to my doctor's appointment in the morning. Well, before that, we went to Dollar Tree, and it was like spent like $40. Like now with that 25-cent increase, it sort of hurts a little to go to Dollar Tree. I don't know if anyone else can relate, but because of that 25-cent increase, you kind of feel it more. So I did that, went to the doctor's appointment, then we went to the Children's Museum, which is like a little children's museum that you can take your kid to. So I took Sebastian to that. He had a blast. And then he had his class at the little gym, which is where he does his like little gymnastics class. So we had quite an eventful day. He should be exhausted, but I think that because of that, he's restless. So I had a hard time like trying to get him to go to bed tonight. But you know, you lose some, you win some, lose some.
Yeah, I always think when Riley's had like a really long day and played so hard that she's going to go to sleep so easy. Never the case.
Feels like
Never the case. I guess she's overtired.
Yeah, it feels like the more you do, the more like energy they have. It's kind of like for some people, if you work out at night, some people will sleep good that night. And then for some people, like if they work out at night, they can't go to bed that night. You know what I mean? It's like different type of, I feel like it's like that with him. So I feel like we have to moderate what we do so that whenever it is time for him to go to bed, it's like, oh, okay, yeah, I'm getting ready. But he's restless for sure. I know.
Yeah, Riley's live wire 95% of the time. She had me on my toes all day long today.
Yeah, I bet. Oh my gosh.
She had a little accident this morning where we ended up having to put her in the bathtub and washing her down. That's fun. And then when she was supposed to be napping, apparently she's like smuggled some markers into her room and I didn't realize it. And she colored like her entire hands and forearms and they were covered in marker. Like you couldn't even see skin color.
Oh my god.
And then I had finished, I know. And then I finished, I steam mopped and vacuumed and steam mopped. I said that backwards. The house. And then right after I did that, She went to the bathroom and got a rag trying to wipe the marker off of her hands. Because, like, I guess she was trying to get rid of it because she didn't want me to try to wash it off. But she can't bring out a rag. So, like, she was dripping pink drops everywhere because the marker was, like, infusing into the rag. So right after I had cleaned the floors, I had, like, this really long trail of pink dots all over.
Oh my gosh. It's moments like that you just have to enjoy. Moments like that you just have to enjoy. Oh my God. I love moments like that because you can't do anything but laugh about them. Like, just laugh it off. Because it's like cute. Like when it first happens, it's like, oh my gosh, like I just did all that work. But then after it's like, well, it's kind of cute. And, it's not like I deal with you doing something like that crazy every day. It's just like tomorrow will be something else.
Yeah.
Like
it's usually something every day with Riley.
Yeah.
But no, in the moment I was like, but now I can laugh at it.
Yeah. It's like in the moment, it's like, I just did all that work. But then after it's like, oh, okay, now it's settled. Like I've accepted it, that it happened and, can't change it now. So it's cute.
So what did you say? Sorry.
No, I said it's cute. Like I love things like that.
Well, I'm glad some people can take it a little bit easier than me. Or in a little bit nicer way than me. Initially, anyway.
Yeah. No.
Hey, Happy Hen Homestead. She just popped up and said, hey, so I was showing you the comment.
Yes.
Okay, so what made you start YouTube in the first place?
Okay, so what made me start YouTube was being at home. I think it was in 2017, if I'm not mistaken. I think October was when I actually sat down and October 2017 was when I first started actually making videos. The reason why was because I was home. I think at that point I had I told my job, I was like, all right, like come August, I think I'm not working anymore because I'm not going to put my job is sort of not stressful, but there's just so much that you have to do mentally because it's having to deal with a lot of paperwork and a lot of things. It's serious stuff, well, I mean, I think it's sort of serious if you're kind of in that sort of business. It's like insurance for anyone that's curious. But I was like, I'm not going to come and be stressed and be really in that pregnancy. So I'm going to take this month of August because I was due in September for Sebastian. The 9th of September was when I was due with him. So I was like, I'm not going to work. So it was the very first time ever that I sort of didn't have a job from August, September. And so then by October, I was going crazy. I was like, yo, I need to do something a hobby because I've never not worked. Before having Sebastian, I was going to school full time. I was doing sports full time, going to practices and then going to things like this. And so work full time, school full time, and then sports or the gym or something like that. So it was so weird going from doing all of that stuff to then being pregnant, settling, and then oh, okay, I actually have to calm down and not be so stressed. So then by August, I feel like I was used to doing so many things that I was at home and I was I can't, I need something to do. And so I sort of saw videos that you could do, and people were I was watching cleaning videos. I think my very first video ever, which is so weird because just between you and I and everyone watching, I do not like to clean. That is not what I like to do. But for some reason, the very first video that I ever uploaded on my YouTube channel is a 3-minute clean with me. It's a time lapse. Honestly, it's embarrassing to watch it now over and to think that that's the first thing that I ever uploaded. But it was because I was watching cleaning videos and I was like, oh, that's interesting how they're cleaning that. I would have never thought to clean that. And so I sort of picked it up as a hobby. And at first, no one watched any of the videos. I think it was just me watching them 2 or 3 times. So it didn't bug me. But basically, the reason why I started it was because I was home bored, and not bored in the sense of like, of course I had like a newborn to watch, but there's times where your newborn's asleep and you're like, okay, I could read a book. That's not what I'm gonna do. Or there's like things to do. It's just the mentality that I had, and I feel like in a weird way I'm a social person, but at the same time not social, if that makes sense. That's kind of hard to explain. But
That
it's
makes
kind of
perfect
like
sense.
I was used to not being home, and then suddenly being home was like having a job or somewhere to be Monday through Friday, and then even the weekends sometimes, and then going from that to just staying home every single day with like a newborn because I was terrified of leaving. I don't know if anyone else goes through that, but like I feel like I had Sebastian and I was like scared to go anywhere with him because he was just so, little. I was like, oh my God, like I have to take care of a human. Like, how do I make sure that I'm doing this right? And then also I think how old was I? I think I was like 24, 25. I think I was like 25. So not, I mean, I wouldn't say extremely young, but at the same time, it was just kind of like, I didn't know what I was doing and I was trying to just learn. And then also studying YouTube because of, I was just like, yeah, I'll just upload videos just for the heck of it. So it wasn't anything, it was just weird how it started, but just, I guess that's not a really good answer. Right?
No, it is. When I started, I wasn't really planning on actually keeping up with it. I watched so much YouTube. I was like, I wonder if I could even make a video.
Yeah,
So I
yeah.
just tried, and I did like you did. I had like a maybe 2 minute long time lapse cleaning video was like my very
Yeah.
first one. And like my dad says, I cringe when I watch it now.
I know, I did too. Oh my gosh, it's so crazy. I think the main thing though that I did like about it is that there's so many videos that I've uploaded where I can see Sebastian when he's like really little. I am sort of
Yeah.
like sad though that I didn't upload the videos more like of like raw footage, like as in, oh, this is like you, just like no music and just him sort of babbling or me trying to feed him, like less time lapse videos and then less
Yeah.
of like just me talking and then just me taking more like memory sake videos because he was just so little and it's just interesting how when you're in the moment because that's another thing that I'm like grateful for starting it is because of all those memories that I now have because I started that then and like I've lost pictures and videos since then because my phones either have been lost, reset, or something's happened to them. And you run out of memory space. I don't know. I guess I take way too many pictures or videos. But then those
I
videos
do
that
too.
are on YouTube will always be there. And so for those
Yes.
months that I've lost stuff, I'm like, well, I still have that. So I still have that and whatever it is that I uploaded to Instagram. So in a way, I'm kind of like grateful for all those memories that are there. So that's like,
Yeah.
one of the main things that I'm happy that honestly I feel like was accidental because I don't think I was even planning on doing like family vlogs when I first started. I don't know what I was thinking, okay, because of that cleaning video. I don't even like to clean, so I don't know what I was thinking uploading that at like 3 a.m. probably.
Well, I'm glad you did start because I really like your videos. They're fun to
Thank you.
watch.
Thank
And you do
you.
a good job like capturing the in the moment stuff now. Like with
Yeah, now
Sebastian,
like, I
it's
feel
so
like
sweet.
I've learned a little.
And he's so cute. I love his hair so much. The curls. He's so cute. So what's your favorite part about being on YouTube?
The community. Like I feel like I get so many comments and so many people being so like happy about things that I don't even like acknowledge and then they point it out to me and I'm like, oh my God, that is like so cool how they brought that up. I wouldn't have even thought about that. And the comments like I also want to say I try my hardest to keep up with them, but I can't keep up with however many there are. And I think it's just because I've uploaded so many videos that it's hard for me to even see go through like all the comments. So like I try my hardest to keep like this year I think I've been really good. But the previous years it's just been I've either have no time, it's either upload or it's like either edit the video and like upload and maybe reply to comments or but like I do want to tell everyone that I do like read all the comments. I might not be able to like reply and like all of them, but I do like that is like my favorite part, just the involvement. of everyone because I wouldn't think anyone would be watching, but then there are. And even when I
Yeah.
upload, like I upload the video and it hasn't even been up for like that long, and I guess this isn't like a huge thing, but there's like always one or two that it's like I just upload the video and I see that there's like one or two views and I'm like, I haven't even viewed it yet. Like, hold on, let me watch it before so that I can make sure I don't need to like private it, because what if I uploaded something that like, has a mistake in it or something? But I'm grateful for
Yeah.
those people because those people are the ones that keep us going. Like, the video hasn't even been up for an hour and it's already got like 2 or 3 views. And I mean, that might not be a lot for like a channel that's smaller like mine, but I'm grateful for those people. Like, I do notice y'all. And I know everyone out there does too. So it's just the community that.
1 second. Okay, come here. Sorry, I'm being interrupted.
No, you're fine.
Well, hurry up. Hurry up.
Can I give you a kiss and hug?
If you hurry up. She's... Love you. Good night.
Mom, why is this all over me?
To hide my bed.
Oh.
That's why it's up. My dad asks what state you're from.
I am in the state of North Carolina. We're like.
How many subscribers do you have?
I don't know right now. Hold on. I think it's like 730. I don't know. I'm pretty sure it's like there. I think.
Well, you were talking about reading the comments, and I'm like just now when I first started, I was like immediately replying, and I'm kind of like just now getting to the point where I'm having less and less time. So like it could be days later before I reply to people,
Yeah.
and I always feel so bad.
Yeah.
But I get it.
Yeah. Like I struggle with everyone, and I feel bad because I know that they take the time to go in and like comment. So then I am like, oh my gosh, like let me go reply and comment. And then I think the thing that I'm guilty for too is because not only do I want to reply to the comment, but I also want to go to that channel and check them out. So then I'm like they took the time to look at my channel. I want to go to their channel and like, watch them as well. So then that also puts like a situation on like, oh my God, like I have all these, little things that I gotta do. So it's one of those things.
I usually go to their channel and add the video, like the first video, to my watch list. Because you could like the watch later is like a playlist on YouTube. And I'll just like click the 3 buttons and say add to watch later. So I can just.
That's a good idea.
It's been super helpful. I figured that out a couple months ago, and it has been super helpful. My dad said you have 738 subscribers.
Okay. Well, that's good. That is good.
But you were pretty close.
Yeah. Oh my God, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna go comment and then look at their channel and then do that. I would have never thought about that, but that's a great idea. And then that way you could just have them on that playlist to go.
Yeah, it helps keep me organized. And then like after I've watched one, I just take it off the playlist.
Okay.
But it helps me keep it organized because I follow so many people, and I feel like I have to watch at least one video from everybody a week.
Yeah.
So it's very helpful.
Yeah.
So tell me about your family.
Well, I come from like I've got 3 brothers. I'm the oldest, the only sister. And yeah, just, aunts and uncles, and I don't think there's anything special with family-wise, but wait, are you talking about my actual, like, the family? Okay, I see. It's not like it's my family now. That was a moment, sorry.
Your husband and your son.
Now I see. Okay, so I have my son Sebastian, and he's 4, and then Jeffrey, my husband, who I've been married to for a bit, and baby number 2, which is a cool, like, little man. We're having another boy. For anyone that didn't know, now you know. So
that was my next question.
Yes, we are excited. So we're having another little boy. Sebastian is thrilled because I don't know if he's prepared, but him being a big brother is something definitely that he's gonna look forward to. And either I think when he was 3, he was always, asking like, "Hey, I like just random moments." He would say, I'm so sad." I'm like, "Why are you sad? I don't understand why." And he would say, "Because I don't have a best friend." I'm like, "What are you
Aw.
talking about?" And he's been home for like ever. He didn't go to school. He was like taken care of at home, and didn't go to daycare or anything like that. So it was kind of like just him by himself, and then either me or Jasmine, which is like my sister-in-law who watches him. And then he would just say, "I don't have a best friend," and I was like, "Okay, well, we'll figure that out." And then, thinking, I guess it's time for him to have like someone to share his time with. So this whole time we've been sort of prepping him, like, "You're gonna have to share your toys. Your little brother's not gonna know how to talk. He's not gonna know how to walk. Like, you're gonna have to help him." And he's super excited about that. So yeah, our little family is gonna be not 3, but now 4, like next month, which is so mind blowing to me, like so
Next
crazy.
month?
Yeah, April. I'm due April.
You're that far along? Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
I didn't even realize you were that far. That was so fast.
I know. You know what? I think it's because it was like I feel like pregnancies that go where you find out in the middle of the year that go off to the following year feel really short or at least this one did for me, because like for Sebastian, finding out like the beginning of the year and then you feel like you're pregnant like the whole year, and then it's like, oh my gosh, finally. And so for this one it was like, okay, you find out this month, year's over, new year, and then it's like, oh, okay, oh my gosh, in like a couple months. So I feel like, and then also the beginning of the year usually like flies by. But yeah, I'm due next month. And then if it's
That's
not one of
exciting.
those pregnancies where I go over, then it will be an April baby. If not, we'll be looking at May, just because of how close it is to the end. They gave me like the due date of like the 27th, but I went past my due date with Sebastian, so I don't know how it'll be with this baby, but we'll see. We'll see how that
Well, I
goes.
think they usually say that the first baby, it's common to go over.
Oh,
But I was
okay.
induced with Riley like a week early, so
Yeah.
I'm not happy that I was induced, but I was induced.
I
And
was
then Weston was born 2 weeks early, like naturally. Like he just
oh,
came 2 weeks early. And
oh,
like it's a good thing we were at the hospital, because when they broke my water, he came out.
really? Oh my gosh,
Yes.
okay. Well, hey, at least you were there, they were prepped, ready to go, and it was like, we're good.
Well, when I woke Nick up at like 3 o'clock in the morning for Weston, I was like, we gotta go. We gotta go to the
Really?
hospital now. And he took a shower. Like because with Riley, it took so long. Like
Yeah,
we were in labor with her all day long. So he was
yeah.
thinking, oh, we have plenty of time. So he took a shower and just took his time getting in the car. And I was like, if my water had broken that car, we'd have had the baby.
Are.
I was like,
Oh
I
my.
said, next time I'm pregnant, I'm just going to drive myself.
Oh my.
I said,
Oh
I'm
my.
not having a baby in the car.
No, no, oh my gosh, no. Okay, well, I'm prepping. I feel like I'm not prepared at all. Um, but I mean, I know that no pregnancy is the same, so I wasn't, I don't know. I guess I mean I don't know what to expect. For me, it's since it's been like 4 years since Sebastian. I feel like my body's even forgotten like what it did the first time.
Yeah.
So it's like
Well,
all
both
over.
of mine were polar opposites, like
Yeah,
through pregnancies and the birth, like complete opposites in how everything happened. So
yeah,
I really think there's no way for you to
yeah, yeah.
know.
All I can do is just prepare for anything.
Well, it will be what it will be.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
I'm excited for you.
I know,
Have
me too.
y'all picked out a name yet, or are you sharing that yet?
We have picked out a name, but I kind of still, want to keep that one to myself. But yes, we have picked out a name. I think we're certain that that's what we're choosing. But I want to, like right now, instead of just saying baby, we are using the name so that we can get more accustomed to it and get a feel for it. And, I want to say that is it before I officially say that is it, because what if I change my mind? You know what I mean? It's like through that situation where you haven't picked out a name yet, and then you are like, yeah, like now you know the gender, so then now you can actually start picking out the name. So then, how I think with Sebastian, we wouldn't refer to him as Sebastian, like when he was in the belly. We were kind of just, yeah, the baby, and then it was like we should have started calling him his name when he was in the belly so that we could get used to hearing his name. Because then when he was born, it was kind of like we were still referring to him, and I was like, oh my God, he's such a cute little man, or the baby. And I'm like, he has a name. Like, why can't we use that? So we're sort of trying to do that right now so that we can normalize it, hear the sound of it, see that it fits. So far, it's been really good, and I feel like we have picked a good name, but I just want to be certain before like I announce it, because I don't want to change my mind and then it'd just be strange because it's like, oh yeah, that was going to be your name, but it's not. You know what I mean?
I understand. Yeah.
Yeah.
My husband, when I was pregnant, he always called the babies Peanut.
Yeah.
He'd come home and be like, so how's Peanut? Not how's the baby, or how is it, or like before we knew the gender, and then even after we knew the gender.
Yeah.
Peanut.
Yeah. It's so funny because it's like,
Cute.
you know that you got a baby, but it's kind of like, I don't know, it just doesn't settle in. Like, I guess until you start showing. Like, for me, I feel like I knew, but it wasn't until my belly actually, like, started showing that I was like, oh, this is real happening. Like, I had, like, heard the heartbeat and seen the ultrasound, but then it wasn't, but you go home and then I was still not showing, so then I was like, oh, okay. And then I think it got to, like, 26 weeks. I was just showing like I was bloated. Like, I literally just looked bloated, and then 28 and 29 came along, and I was like, oh, there you are. Oh, okay, so this is for real. You know what I mean? It's kind of like all these things happen, and then it's not to like, I guess it hits everyone differently, and then it's like, okay, now it's official. It's kind of like some people start getting the nursery ready, and then it's like, okay, now you're there. It's like all the things that we have to do. It's hard to believe that we're due next month, and we still need to get a car seat, put the crib back together. Like, oh my gosh, there's so many things that we're behind on because I'm like the queen of procrastination, literally. So
that's how I was with both of mine.
Yeah, I'm bad at that.
I didn't have anything ready until like the month of.
Yeah, like
and for me, like it always started feeling real for me when they were moving. Like when I started feeling the kicks.
Yeah,
that's when it felt real, because I felt pregnant because I was miserable.
Yeah,
the entire pregnancy for both pregnancies, but it just felt like I was sick, so it didn't compute until they started kicking. And that is literally the only thing I liked about pregnancy was the ultrasounds, the feeling the baby move, and the actual baby.
Oh, yeah. No, I feel like what's crazy to me is just how, like, the first pregnancy, I feel like I didn't like sort of like experience. I mean, I know I experienced all these things, but then like it's just different how now I'm like noticing more that I didn't the very first time. And I love the movements like as well. Like the movements I think has got to be, like you said, like one of my favorites. And then just but with Sebastian, I feel like the movements weren't as aggressive with the second pregnancy. I feel like the movements have been like really aggressive. So it was like, oh my gosh, like he really moves, and it sort of kind of hurts sometimes. So I have to push him down. I don't know. Did you ever have to experience that? Like, I don't think with Sebastian, like I ever did that. I feel like he was just cozy. And then this little man, I'm like, bro, I can't breathe. Like you need to like come down because I cannot breathe. And I'm like out of breath.
Not with Riley too much, but with Weston, yeah. He was up in my lungs, it felt like. And
Yeah.
like you could see my belly move with him. Like you could see where he was
Wow.
with
Yeah.
him. You couldn't do that with Riley, which I was also super swollen with Riley. Like my entire body was
Yeah.
swollen. So I don't know if that made it to where you couldn't see anything. But
Uh,
with Weston, you could see everything. And towards the end, it definitely hurt.
Yeah, yeah, like right now, it's not all the time, but just sometimes where it's like movement and I'm like, oh, there it is. But yeah, my belly's
Yeah.
gotten really tight. I don't know. I guess it's gotta be like those boy pregnancies, I'm not sure. Because like I have noticed, like I hear that, I don't know if anyone wants to comment on that, but like, how is it with a girl pregnancy and a boy pregnancy? Like, usually someone that's had like a girl pregnancy, I wouldn't know because I haven't been pregnant with a girl, but they sort of say that the movements are more subtle and more gentle. Like there's movement and everything there, but they're like gentle versus compared to like a boy. I don't know. Can anyone comment and let me know? And then can you let me know on that too? Like is that
I'm not sure, and I don't think that I would be sure until like I'm pregnant again and have another baby.
Uh-huh.
Like and see if it's the same or different.
Yeah.
Nobody's commented yet, but Dad wants to know if you live near your parents or your husband's parents.
Yeah, we live near both actually. Jeffrey is 15 minutes away from his family, and then I'm like 5 minutes from my mom. So yeah, we're really close. And then like even like our siblings, we're sort of close to them. They might be like 30 minutes away or so, but yeah, pretty much relatively close. Not in the same towns, but most of the family has sort of stayed in the same general like area. There has been like some that have been like out of state, like completely moved to a new state because of like jobs and stuff, but mostly really close. But to our parents, yes, for sure. I'm 5 minutes from my mom, and then Jeffrey is like 15 minutes or so from his dad. So they can stop and
My dad
all that good
My dad
stuff.
said close enough to get a break if needed.
Yeah, for reals. Yes.
My dad helps me a lot. Like if I have a doctor's appointment or want to go in a store without carrying kids, he helps me a lot.
Yeah, no, it's definitely like really good to have like a nice assistance when it comes to things like that. It's like if
Yes.
Sebastian's got to be out sick or something, and I have to call my sister-in-law like, "Hey, are you busy today?" And then if she's not, and then she can lend a hand, she can definitely help me with that. Like I think we were taking some bags to donation because I cleaned out the closet because we took the other room that's the bigger closet, but I still had to like let go of a lot of things that I clearly knew I did not need. And she gladly came along with me so that I wouldn't have to like unload the bags and stuff like that. So I love having family close by. It definitely takes a lot of people to help you out, not only when like you have um kids and stuff, but just in general. You know what I mean? It's like good. I know that there's people out there that can move to a completely different state and not have any relatives or family, and it's just like be their own person. But it's so much better if you have like a community that is there with you, you know, to assist you. Because there's so much that you don't realize what help you need until it's like, oh wait, I can't do that by myself. Like I need someone here for at least some sort of support, like moral support. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what I would do without family close by because they help so much.
Yeah.
It definitely makes a difference.
Yeah.
Gets me out of a bind a lot of times.
Yeah.
Have you had like a fairly easy pregnancy? Like, have you been sick or anything throughout?
I think the first part is just the nausea was just really bad, but I sort of felt like it was okay, not awful compared to like not. I was able to get out of bed and do all my normal things. It wasn't like one of those nausea things where you can't even get out of bed. It was not like that. So I was blessed with being able to do everything normal. I just had like nausea, like all day. And then some days, even if it was just like, oh, okay, today's like a good day and I don't have that, but then it would be like, oh, okay, but I can totally feel that my body is like breaking out everywhere. and or like I'm like extremely thirsty today, like, you know, things like that. But other than that, I've had like a great pregnancy, and be thankful for, you know, the doctors and nurses that do take care of me, because they have kept an eye out based on, I know I keep comparing this pregnancy to the previous one, but it's just so many things that whenever you go through in your first pregnancy that they don't realize on your until I guess your second pregnancy that you might encounter, with Sebastian, I
Yeah.
think after having him. So I mean, I do that, but it's just because they don't know how your body's going to react until you've actually gone through that before. Like the first pregnancy, they're kind of just observing you to see how you like react to it, how you experience that. So this second pregnancy, I have noticed that they have been monitoring my blood pressure like a lot more. I'm actually on baby aspirin. So that's been new to me. They've had me on it and they said that I have to take it up until 36 weeks. And I was very confused whenever they set me up on it because I was like, I've never had to take anything before. And so that's whenever they explained to me that the reason why is because after having Sebastian, I had a not preeclampsia. I think preeclampsia is what you have before, like you have your baby, but it's like postpartum. Like it's like after having the baby that you sort of have like I don't it's like there's a medical term for it, right? And so
Yeah.
that explains why I
I'm
was in the
blank with
hospital.
you. I can't think of what it is.
Yeah, it's like it's not preeclampsia, but it's like postpartum eclampsia or something like that. And now it explains why, you know, usually when someone has the baby, they keep you in the hospital for about 3 or so days if you have a C-section. But if you have a vaginal birth, you usually have the baby and you go home the next day. With Sebastian, I had him, and then I was in the hospital for like 3 days to the point where I was like, when are y'all gonna let me go home? Like, why am I still here? And like the doctors and nurses were like, oh, we're just checking, make sure that your heart is okay. And I'm like, okay, like why? And then it wasn't until this pregnancy that they explained to me, yeah, you got to be on baby aspirin. And I was like, why? Like, I don't understand why. And they're like, your blood pressure seems to be like a little bit high, and we don't want you to go through the same situation that you went with your last pregnancy. And then they actually shared the notes that the doctors had put in there. And I was like, what? Like, this was all happening? Like, and that's why I was at the hospital for 3 days and no one would like clearly explain like what was happening. So they said that
That's
the reason
crazy.
why I'm on baby aspirin is because of so that the blood and the oxygen and everything can flow from the umbilical cord to the baby from the placenta and like do all that good. And I'm supposed to stop taking that at like 36 weeks, I think is what they said. And I'm not gonna lie, I cried. Like I cried so hard whenever they told me that because I haven't ever been on any sort of like medication or anything. So that was like mind blowing to me that I had to like do that. So what I did was I started making sure that I'm not stressed, that I'm like relaxed, like gone for walks. And so lately it's been good each time that they check it and it hasn't been high. But I have been noticing that they do monitor it like very well. Like today, because I had to run around with Sebastian because we were doing so many things. And I got into the doctor's office. She had to check it twice. She checked it, was like, okay, settle down. And then I'll check it again. And I was like, oh my God, it's just because I'm out of breath. And because I've had to run around with the 4-year-old, like I promise that's it. And then she was like, okay, well and then the CMA was like, well, we'll see what she says. And then if she says that I need to take it again, I will. But if not, then, you know, you should be fine. But I have noticed that. But luckily it's been like an easy, good, no pain, like no spotting, nothing crazy like that. So I've been blessed and thank goodness because that's one of those things that, you know, is terrifying during pregnancy because you never know how your body's going to react. But other than that, everything is good. That's just the one little thing that I haven't shared, but I haven't encountered. Bless you.
So sorry.
You're fine.
It came out of nowhere.
You're fine. You're fine.
Well, it sounds like you've had a pretty good pregnancy. That's awesome.
Yeah, I'm really happy that this one's like good and like grateful for it because that's all that we want is just like a healthy pregnancy, a healthy delivery, a healthy baby. That's like, you know, all that you want in a situation like this because it's just your body's already going through so much strain and stress. but just trying to relax the best
Well,
I
I
can.
will. Yeah, I will definitely be praying for you and the birth and the baby.
Yeah.
It'll be on in the back of my mind now because it's so close. I did not realize that it was so close.
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
goodness.
I know
Okay,
it's
so let's move
like,
on. Do what? Sorry.
it's hit me like crazy too. Like I'm shook that it's next month as well. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna have
I
another
bet you'll be
baby.
glad though.
Yeah,
By
no,
that
I
time,
like
I was always like, I need this baby out.
no, I know what you mean. I look at Jeffrey sometimes and I'm like, hey, what are we're having a baby next month. Like, how do you feel about that? I don't know if you did that with your husband, but like it's like you're still sort of mind blown because it's sort of still hard to believe. It's kind of like when you take the
Yeah.
baby home and you're like, did this really happen? Like I feel like I'm dreaming. Like and then you have the baby for like 3 or 4 months and you're just like, I still feel like I'm dreaming. Like this is literally my child. Sort of like that.
Yeah. Well, let's move on to some kind of fun questions just so that people can kind of get to know your personality a little bit. Good?
Yes, we're good.
What's your favorite place to go on vacation?
Um, uh, I would think I really don't know. I really don't know. I don't think I have like a specific or a certain place that I would like to go for vacation because I feel like I could go anywhere and just be happy as long as I'm like with my family. I think if I had to pick like a favorite place to go that just makes me happy is just the beach. So
The beach.
anywhere is a beach would just make me happy. Like I love the beach. I like any beach. Like the beach that's here in North Carolina. There's like a couple of them. You've got Topsail Beach, Wrightsville Beach. You have like I can't even think of like however many. There's so many, but I love them. And there's some that have like lots of waves, so you know what to expect. And the water, it's not warm, it's like cold, but it's refreshing because it's so hot. I don't know if anyone's familiar with like North Carolina, but it gets really hot, not excessively hot, but because of it being humid, it feels a little bit hotter than what it is. So even though the water is cold, when you go in, it's great. And then I love beaches in like Florida. Like I think I remember the first time that we ever
Oh,
went
yeah.
to Florida, Jeffrey and I, we were like, okay, cool. It was really hot, but we were not hot like we were here in North Carolina. It was like, for some reason, it was manageable. But I remember going to the beach and we were expecting the water to be cold, like it is here. Like whenever you go and get in the water in North Carolina, the water's cold. And
Yeah.
when we went to Florida, we got in the water and we're like, this water is warm. Like, this is not refreshing. Like, what is this? So that was really strange for us, but we still loved it. And then we've also been
Well, the
to
beaches in Florida are so pretty.
they really are. They're beautiful. Like it's just amazing how you can, see like the clarity and it's just be really pretty. And anything that has like a beach, like I love the beach. So if I had to pick a specific place, I couldn't. It would just be somewhere where there's a beach and I would be happy. As long as my family and I were there, and that would be it.
Gotcha. Okay, so what is the number one thing on your bucket list?
I don't know. Oh my gosh, I'm such a boring person. I really don't know.
No, you're not.
What would be number one on my bucket list? I actually don't even have a bucket list. I just have things that I like sort of kind of want to do, but like I guess have a category of things. So like if you ask me specific wise, like maybe career wise or like maybe family wise or just like life wise. Like if you maybe I'd be able to think of something, but I don't have anything at the very top of like my bucket list. Right now I'm kind of at the
Let me give you an
age.
example.
Yeah. Go on.
So, like, the number one thing on my bucket list would be visiting Scotland, like seeing Scotland.
Oh, okay. So see,
I want to
and
see
me.
it before I die.
Okay. Oh, I see. That's cool. I had a boss that actually No, hold on. I don't think it was Scotland that he went to. He went to Ireland. Never mind. So, but I hear it's nice. So that is awesome. So see, I'm a weird person because I think of categories as to in this category what's on my top of the list. On this category, what's on the top of the list. So like vacation wise, if we were thinking like that, vacation wise, I want to go to New Zealand at some point in my life. Like I just at least get to see it. Career wise, I
Yeah,
just
that's
want
where
to
they have the Hobbit place, like where they filmed the Hobbits, like the I can't think of what it's called, but the Hobbit village for Lord of the Rings. I think that's in New Zealand. That would be really fun to see.
Yeah, no, I've always seen it and I'm like, wow, that's like such a pretty place. Why is it so pretty there? You know, things like that. That would be at the top of like I guess my vacation list. If we were talking about career wise, the top of my career wise, I just want to have like a good career without having to like I guess work excessively hard. I would still get
Yeah.
sort of like, you know, the good situation of like having there, you know, we all have like those goals that we want to accomplish. Family wise, I just sort of like what's at the top of my bucket list family wise is just to be happy and not stress about, oh my gosh, we've got to do this, we've got to do that. I'm really boring when it comes to bucket list things because I just really have never sat down and actually made one. I know that that's like a thing.
Well, I mean,
but
I've never sat down and actually made one either, but
yeah, I don't know. I
off
really
the top
don't.
of my head.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't
Oh,
know.
I was gonna ask, you have a job, like you work outside the home now.
Yeah, yeah,
What do you do? Are you in the insurance thing
yeah,
now? Okay.
yeah, I am.
You said you
But
were before you had Sebastian, so I was
yes,
just seeing if you were still.
yes, and that's still what I do.
Okay.
I work for like I'm a licensed insurance agent for the state of North Carolina, but it's just, you know, one of those things that I do. So
Do
I
you
can,
enjoy it?
yeah, it has its ups and downs, but it's like one of those things. It's pretty cool because you get to help out with people and just give them like good rates. It's kind of like, you know, someone that works for Geico or someone that works for Nationwide, but you just kind of like have that communication with people and they're like, oh, okay. And it's pretty cool. So I do enjoy that. But I'm gonna be excited to have a little bit of time off now that I'm having like another little man to take care of.
Yeah.
So it'll be cool.
That'll be fun though.
Yeah.
It's going to be fun seeing Sebastian with him. I was always really nervous, like to have Weston, because I wasn't sure how Riley would react.
Yeah.
And she surprised me. I thought that she would be traumatized because we were actually in the NICU with Weston for almost 3 weeks. So she was staying with my parents. So I thought that when we brought him home, she was going to be like, you took my parents away from me for 3 weeks. I don't like you. But she loved him, and it was so much fun to see her with him. She would read him books. It was so cute.
Oh,
So
yeah.
that's going to be really fun.
And we think like that's how they're going to think, but their mentality is so little that they don't have like that's not the first thing that pops into their mind. The first thing that pops into their mind is like, oh my gosh, you're so beautiful. You know, things like that. Whenever you bring it like whenever you bring in like a new baby home, they're like, oh, they're so little. And I know like I've seen like reactions of like most older siblings whenever they see their kids, and usually however they react, it's like cute and then they grow to love or they just love instantly. So for us,
Yeah.
I feel like we think, oh my gosh, like they're gonna think that like the one thing that worried us was because it's been so long for him being an only child, him feeling like he's had to share like attention. But
Yeah.
I hope that's not a problem. It doesn't feel like it's going to be for him. But I'm so
Well, I
happy that
always hear that if you include him in like decisions, like with the
yeah,
baby, like maybe let him pick out the baby's clothes
yeah,
to where like he feels kind of included in the process.
yeah,
I've heard that helps.
yeah,
I didn't have to worry about it too much with Riley, but I was prepared to
yes,
do that if if she seemed to be a little bit
That's a good tip. That's a good tip. I'm taking all the good tips in from all the parents that are like parents that will like more than just one child. Like that's one that I'm gonna add on then. There's like lint flying over here on me. So I'm gonna take that one into consideration. I've got a couple tips from like other people also, like the one where I read this one somewhere where if because it's a newborn baby, they require so much attention that the older sibling might be like, oh my gosh, like when are they gonna give me a little bit of attention? So like even if the baby's like a little like wanting attention and stuff, to still talk, to the younger child and say, hey, listen, hold on a second, it's Big Brother's turn to talk. Give me a minute. And so there's like, okay, yeah, let me know how can I help, like what I need to do. Kind of like give him that undivided attention, like been giving the newborn baby. And so I took that in there, and so I'm gonna take the one making decisions and incorporating him saying, hey Sebastian, should we wear this outfit or this outfit for baby brother? Be a great idea. Thank you for that.
He'll like that. And also babies are incredibly resilient. So like him touching the baby, it's not gonna hurt the baby. If he like is grabbing the arm or the hand or touching the face, I mean, as long as he's not picking him up and throwing him, he's not going to hurt the baby. If he feels like if he wants to touch, that's a good thing.
Yes, and I feel like that's
like obviously you have to supervise.
Yeah. But Sebastian,
I was really worried because Riley is really rough.
Really?
But she was pretty. Yeah, she's really rough. She was pretty good with Weston, and she did like she would like grab his face like this, like just look at him, but she wouldn't like jerk him around or anything. So you just kind of have to watch, but kind of see where it goes, because if they feel like they can touch and interact with the baby, that helps. And there's this lady, Rebecca Davis, Touched by Yarn, that I have up here. She crochets hats and sends them to all kinds of YouTubers for free. And she was wondering if she could send you a baby blanket and hat.
Oh, she does not that. Oh, that is really sweet. Just the thought of that is very appreciated. Thank you so much. Oh, that is really sweet. Like you do not have to do that, but if you want, and
if she wants to message you.
Oh. That is awesome.
Well, if she reaches out, she came from here.
Oh, that is so sweet. Okay. Yes, for sure.
Okay. So we only have a few minutes left. Yeah, she's very sweet. We only have a few minutes left, and I don't like to go because I don't like to go over an hour. I don't like to tax everybody's patience. But before we go, I want to do like a quick this or that game.
Okay.
Like I'll give you two things and you pick which one you like. Just for fun. Okay, so appetizers or dessert?
Appetizers, for sure. I'm not really a dessert person.
I like dessert, but I prefer appetizers.
Yeah.
Dancing or singing?
I can't do either, but if I had to choose, I think it would be dancing as long as no one's watching.
Well, it's just which one's more fun to you. I would choose singing just because I really can't dance at all.
I can't do either.
Rhythm.
I cannot. I can't do either. I know whenever yeah, go on. Sorry. I'm so sorry. I stutter and talk on and on. I'm like, go on.
Card games or board games?
Board games.
I kind of like card games better, but I do like a good game of Monopoly once in a while.
Yeah.
Even though it takes all day.
Yeah.
If you had the choice of either, would you rather be able to read minds or see into the future?
I think I would like to see into the future. I don't think I would want to read people's minds. Because then I'd have to hold my tongue.
Yeah, both of them sound kind of scary to me.
Do what? What? I'm sorry, I didn't hear it.
I said both of them are actually kind of scary to think about.
Yeah, they
That's
really
okay.
are. But like, think about if
Okay.
you did read someone's mind,
Yeah.
and then it's like, what are you thinking that? Like, why are you like? For me, it would be hard for me not to say something. Like, is that what you're thinking? Really?
Yeah.
Kind of like that.
Like the movie, is it What Women Like, where Mel Gibson can hear what women are thinking?
I
You know
don't
what I'm
think
talking
I've seen.
about? That movie?
I don't know. I don't think I've
Well,
seen
it's kind of like that. He can hear like what all the women around him are thinking.
it. Oh gosh.
That would creep me out if I could hear like what all of the men were thinking.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so do you prefer a simple look with makeup or a glam look?
I'm simple. Like, I barely know how to do makeup. I'm simple when it comes to clothing, when it comes to hair, when it comes to makeup. I'm just a very simple person. And like, I'm always been like that. And I love everyone that has like cute little outfits and like cute little makeup and stuff, but I'm just as simple as can be. Like, I'd be nice just wearing a black t-shirt with black leggings and tennis shoes. And with makeup, I think all I do is eyeshadow, eyeliner, and then blush, and then maybe bronzer. That's all I do. So I'm really simple. I've never done glam like on my face. So.
Well, I have just for the fun of it, but 9 out of 10 times I'm not wearing makeup. But if I do put makeup on, it's going to be a little bit more glam than simple.
Yeah.
I don't put it on often, but when I do. Okay.
Yeah.
Do you prefer rainy days or sunshiny days?
I can't choose between the two because I like both. Like sunny days, I like to go outside or go to the beach or do something nice. And then rainy days, we'll go out and play in the rain with our boots and like umbrellas. Like, I think we have so many vlogs of, oh, it's raining, let's go outside. And I don't think anyone thinks of that. Like, it's raining, we're staying inside the whole day. And I have so many videos of like Sebastian in his rain boots and us playing out in the rain. And then sunny days, it's like, oh, it's
I've
sunny.
seen
It's
a
gonna
couple of them, and they're so sweet.
Yeah, and like I think I check the weather, especially like during the summertime. I'm like, okay, how hot is it going to be this day? And like I already plan, all right, sunny, let's go. This is where we're going. We're going to this beach today. So I don't know. So I can't choose. Both of them to me are like good days. And then the best days to go out are those cloudy days. Like today, it was cloudy, and I was like, thank goodness, because we can do so many things and not be like really hot, and just it'd be a comfortable day.
Yeah, I agree. Are you an early bird or a night owl?
I am a night owl. I'm not a morning person at all. Like, I can stay up.
You know, I don't think I'm either.
Say that one more time.
I said I don't think I'm either. I don't like getting up early, and I love going to sleep.
Really? Oh, I can
I
stay
just
up.
like to sleep. Yes.
Yeah. I don't know. I can stay up so late. For me, I think it's just been the way my schedule is. I feel like I've always been up really late. And then I have had to get up early at time frames. Like, if I were to talk about my prior schedule, how I would go to bed late and wake up early and like get things done. So but I'm not a morning person. Like, if I can sleep in, 9 times out of 10 I'll sleep in, because I don't know how people do it willingly, just getting up at 5. Like, I applaud y'all, because
I
y'all
will
are
say I do. Yeah. I'm not a morning person, but I do get up early to have a little bit of peace and quiet before my kids get up. Because when Riley wakes up, she is full force, like immediately, Mom, I want to play. Mom, I want this. Mom, I want that. Mom, I need this. Mom, I want that. And I'm like, let me drink some coffee.
Yes.
Please
Yes.
let me drink some coffee. So I have to try and wake up before her so that I'm in a decent mood before she wakes up.
Yes.
If that
I
makes
know.
sense. But I hate getting up early, but I do it to stay sane.
Yes. For me, I do
Okay, well, we are.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, for me, it's the
You
opposite.
do the what?
I have that like that's what is it? That time to myself at night. So after I put Sebastian to sleep, I stay up like after maybe 30 or 40 minutes just to have time to myself. so that whenever I wake up the next morning, I'm like ready to go.
Yeah.
But I can't do the waking up like that, and then yes, because I'll stay in bed awake, but I can't get out of bed. But that's just me.
Well, I kind of do both. Like the morning time is like just me, and then the evening time is after the kids go to bed. I spend time with Nick a little bit before we both go to sleep because he
Yes.
works at like long hours. So I
Yeah.
kind of do a little bit of both, but I really just like to sleep.
Yeah.
Love to sleep. But we are at the end. Thank you so much for coming on here. It was really fun talking to you. I enjoyed it.
Thank you so much for inviting me, and I'm so
I hope
sorry
that
that I'm
you
an awkward person when it comes to like things like this. So I do want to say I'm sorry if I like drew out
No.
like a question that shouldn't have been like so long, and then I rambled a lot. I don't know. That's why I was like sort of nervous when you asked me, but I'm very like happy that I did. This is like the very first one, and I appreciate you thinking of me for this one. So thank you so much. It's been a great experience.
Of course. And no, you did a really great job. You weren't awkward. You did great.
Okay. That's good. That's good to hear.
All right. Well, I'm going to end the live, and I'm going to post, just for those watching, I'll post BB's channel in the comments so that you don't have to look through the live chat after this is over. So you can find her channel super easy.
Awesome.
But anyway, I hope you have a good night, and good luck with the rest of your pregnancy. Super excited for you.
I know. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Bye.
Bye.